や
でも開始しちゃうので、
誰も見てないんで。で、
で、共有っていうところを押してもらって、
こういう
動画の右下の方にあるんですけど、いいねボタンと悪いボタンとかの隣に共有。それです。で、そのリンクをコピーで、
これコピー。
はい。で、それが新しいリンクになります。
じゃあ、
はい。
同じとこ来る人は直前にこの Facebook を訪れて、
はい。
リンクを探すんで、一番上にそれがあればいいってことだよね。ほぼ
うん。
変わんないよね。多分そうだよね。
ピン止めしておいて、
さあ、広告見た人って、その広告の Facebook、困る人は何？その AAE のページを見て、トップにあるやつをリンククリックする人はいるんですけど、
はい。
でもそうじゃなくて、あの記事だけを見る人っていると思う。
うん。
いると思う。その
はい。
広告された記事だけを見る人。そ
はい。
れはどういう人？
全然何も知らない人じゃないですか。たまたま流れてきて、みたいな。
いや、その人全部見れなくなるってこと？
始まんないなって感じですね。よね、多分。
それ数千人レベルで、その中にはもう超重要、閣僚級の人がいるんですけど、
はい。
どうしたらいいんだろ
コメント欄に残しておくしか
う。しかない。
ないですね。編集ができないとなれば。
わかりました。それしかなかったら、じゃあ、これで終わりですね。
はい。
桃川さん、ありがとうございました。それで、
はい。
あれ、僕を準備のところから入れてほしいっての書いたじゃないですか。
はい。
それ、理由何かっていうと、準備を見たいんじゃなくて、僕、2つの画面から入ってるんで、その音声とかを僕がチェックしたいんです。
うん、わかりました。
すいません、よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございます。失礼します。
マハブーブ。
Yes, sir.
We are facing a big problem.
About what?
Okay? We are facing a big problem. We have to solve it right now. Can you hear me?
We have to start right now.
No, no, no. We are facing a problem. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We are facing a problem
About what, sir?
about a live stream. Okay? Yesterday, and we posted an article and I boosted, and so many people watched. But now we have to change the YouTube link.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't have time to explain the reason. And the new link is this one. Okay? But already so many people checked the page.
Yeah.
So all we can do is first to make a same article, and with this link again, and put the article on the top of AAE page. Second, and on the previous post which I boost, you have to leave a comment. Due to a technical reason, yes, the link on the article is not available, so please go?
Those who is going to start, like Virika and Raju is going to start first, so they should say that thing, isn't it?
They who?
That means Virika is going to start. So
But it's already starting, actually. It's already live streaming. This conversation is also live streaming, but at the moment, nobody knows.
can't we edit the post?
No, because I boosted the post, I cannot change. Another way is, okay, I will share the link. I will share, but we have no time. Okay, we'll have a look at this. This one is in Japanese. And because I boosted, right? I boosted. So if I want to edit it, but I cannot edit it. For normal article, because I didn't boost, I can edit it. But once we boost it, I stopped boosting. But still, because I boosted, I cannot change the information. This information. So if I go there, they go there, nothing happens. So one thing is here, we give the information, but not many people will read it. But please write something with the new link.
Okay.
Okay, and another thing is that we should post exactly the same post on the top with the new link.
Okay.
However, many people will miss this chance because many people don't know this page. Many people only watched the boosted article. But I hope that they will read this comment.
Okay, so we should assign someone who will check who is commenting, and they should he or she should reply. Okay, reply with the link.
Yeah, but so, the thing is, it's already live streamed at the moment. Our conversation. Everything.
Okay. Rika is also calling me. Oh my gosh. I think I will assign Taushik to look over this page, and I will ask him to copy and paste the post and to keep it on the top of the page. Okay.
Yeah. But I tell you, our conversation is public.
Can't we pause the live stream?
Huh?
Can't we pause the live stream?
If I stop the live streaming and then start live streaming again, and I don't know the link is the same or not.
Hello. Hey, Taushik, emergency. বুঝছো তুমি মিটিং আসো, emergency.
Next, Mahabub.
I talked to,
Have you emailed me?
huh?
Have you emailed me the script?
Yes, and also send you on the messenger.
Oh, I haven't checked. I haven't received it on Messenger.
On messenger, I sent you the link.
Oh, okay. Okay.
হ্যাঁ পাসওয়ার্ড লাগবে না তো ক্লিক করলে ঢুকবে এখন তো হয়ে গেছে
Mahbub. Mahbub. Mahbub.
Okay, let me announce first, like whoever joining, please do your personal talk on Messenger or chat box, because it is live streaming already now. So we have to keep quiet as much as possible in terms of talking. So it is live streaming on, okay, Taushik, it is live streaming on YouTube already, okay? So if you want to talk anything, you have to go to the room, breakout room. Okay. If anyone wants to talk, so then go to the breakout room.
Sorry, Carissa, is it you? Yeah.
Mahabub, somebody need to leave a comment on the boosted.
Yeah.
Boosted.
We are in our group.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see. Sorry.
Yeah.
I only see Abraham in group C, so.
Sir, can you please mute yourself? Mute yourself.
Carissa,
As you can see, our chief guest, Dr. Akhtaruজ্জামান, has joined with us. Welcome, sir. We are glad to have you here.
Good morning, Mahbub. Okay, but I do have very limited time, as you know, because
Yes.
I have another meeting
Yes, sir.
just sharp at 10. So 5 minutes to 10, I need to leave the meeting with your kind permission.
Okay, sir. Sir, we will complete our all the activities soon. So, with the presence of our chief guest, we are going to start our program. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final day of Bangladesh-Japan Exchange Project 2021. This year, our theme is Deaf Culture. This is Imdad Raju from Bangladesh and Ririka Kunuk from Japan, with you all as the host of today's program. We will start our program by listening to the national anthem of Bangladesh and Japan. First, we will start with the national anthem of Bangladesh, followed by Japan. I would like to request everyone cordially to please stand up and show your respect to both nations.
আমার সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ, চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ, তোমার বাতাস আমার প্রাণে, ওমা আমার প্রাণে বাজায় বাঁশি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, ওমা ফাগুনে তো রামের মনে প্রাণে পাগল করে, মনে হায় হায় রে ওমা ফাগুনে তো আমের মনে প্রাণে পাগল করে, ওমা ঘ্রাণে তোর ভরা থেকে কি দেখেছি, আমি কি দেখেছি মধুর হাসি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, কি শোভা কি ছায়া গো, কি স্নেহ কি মায়া গো, কি আঁচল বিছায়েছ বটের মূলে, নদী কূলে কূলে, মাতর মুখের বাণী আমার কানে লাগে সুধার মতো, মরি হায় হায় রে মাতর মুখের বাণী আমার কানে লাগে সুধার মতো, মাতর বদর খানি মলিন হলে আমি নয়ন, ওমা আমি নয়ন জলে ভাসি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি।
I want to request you please mute yourselves. Okay, let's go. Okay, please sit down. Okay, to introduce our program and host organization, we have prepared a short video and presentation. Can you please play the video?
Hello everyone, my name is Saki Yamaguchi and I'm a student leader of AAEE. Thank you for coming today. The official name of AAEE is Asia Association of Education and Exchange. AAEE is a Japan origin organization that is actively promoting student exchanges and educational exchanges around the world, including Indonesia, Thailand, Bangladesh, Nepal, Vietnam, Japan, and so on. We create a platform for youth to engage in international exchange to promote cross-cultural understanding within Asian region. Next, I'm going to talk about why we are continuing this organization. In the age of globalization, social issues cannot be solved within a nation. To solve poverty, climate change, gender inequality, and other global issues, we need to cooperate internationally. And to work together, we need to understand the cross-cultural differences and the specific situation of other countries. We focuses on diversified topics like the progress of SDGs, cross-cultural interactions, cultural coexistence through these exchange projects, and connect youth from different parts of Asian region, so that these youth are aware of the cross-cultural differences and issues and inspire them to contribute to the development of Asian region and in the long run to the world. These are pictures of our activities before and after the COVID-19 pandemic. Hello everyone, my name is Saki Yamaguchi and I'm
Now we will talk about our project with Bangladesh. In 2020, with the help of Professor Jamilur Reza Choudhury and Switch Bangladesh Foundation, we successfully organized an online exchange program between the students of Bangladesh and Japan, focused on poverty and education of both countries, where participants from both countries work together and research on the current situation and issues to achieve SDG goal 1 and 4, which is poverty and education. And they tried to find out the problems and bring innovative ideas to solve them. This year, we came back with BJEP 2021 with the goal of understanding cross-cultural differences through exchange of deep culture. The participants from each country are involved in engaging conversation throughout the 6-day program. They learned about deep culture at different levels and exchanged their values, perception, moral standards through this project. Now, finally, it's the time of opening ceremony of BJEP 2021. I would request Professor Akinori Seki of Tokyo Keijiro University, the Director General Education Center, Dean and the Chairperson of the International Exchange Committee and the President of AAEE to give his opening remarks.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to meet you. My name is Akinori Seki. First of all, I want to show my deepest gratitude to the late Professor Dr. Jamilur Reza Choudhury. And also with my warmest heart, I welcome our chief guest, Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Lutfman, faculty member of Department of Islamic History and Culture and Vice Chancellor of University of Dhaka. which is one of the top university in Bangladesh. We are grateful to him for accepting our invitation and becoming the chief guest of today's event. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Dalem Chandra Bauman, Vice Chancellor of Asha University, Bangladesh, for attending this event as one of the special guests. Last but not least, I appreciate the presence of professor and professionals such as Professor Dr. Mahabub Hossain, Brak University, Professor Salma Akhtar, University of Dhaka, and Tanima Bidam from United Nations Public Bangladesh. As I mentioned at the opening ceremony of the BJEP program a week ago, holding an international exchange program between Bangladesh and Japanese students had been a dream of late Professor Dr. Jamia Reza Chaudhry, an advisor of AAEE, and me, the president of AAEE. We discussed a lot and prepared a beautiful program. And last year in January 2020, right before the COVID pandemic, we decided to hold BJEP 2020 Bangladesh-Japan Exchange Project. The timing was unfortunate as corona pandemic struck the world. Therefore, in early March 2020, we both decided to postpone the program. Then the following month, the worst thing happened. Professor Jamia passed away. That was the worst shock of my life. I want to show my deepest gratitude to the late Professor Jamia. As you all know, the Professor Jamia was one of the greatest people in your country. But to be honest, he was like a kind uncle to me. Whenever I visited him in Bangladesh, he would welcome me with a smile and a pat on the shoulder. He even offered a lot of advice to my sons. He was readily available by email and phone call. And he told me that he would call on many prominent people to help with BJEP 2020, including the Nobel Prize laureate, prominent scholars, and journalists. However, these people were his friends, not my network, and they were beyond my reach. And I had been in despair for months over his death, and the corona disaster had made me feel even worse. But then I thought it over and reconsidered. I felt sorry for him if I gave up now. Let's just hold a small program somehow. And so the first BJEP 2020 online exchange program was held last September. We worked very seriously to memorialize the great Professor Jamira. Amazingly, the Bangladesh student who participated in that program organizing this year's BJEP 2021. Even more amazingly, we are able to invite Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Lazdanam to be our chief guest. We are also able to invite many other outstanding people as well. I believe that the heart of Professor Jamir has reached your heart. While the world is in a panic over the corona disaster, the student organizers here and delegates from both countries have been working diligently. Thanks to your energetic activities, we were all energized as well. And this is one thing I would like to say to the delegates. You are all very lucky. Delegate may not know this, but the student organizers here have been working hard for about 4 months since last May, meeting twice a week to prepare for this program. In addition, you are supported by great professors and experts in intercultural communication, education, and international exchange. I myself have been attending various international conferences on education and have been constantly gathering information, but I have found very few international exchange programs, at least in Asia, that are led by students and fully supported by professionals like this program. Again, you are all very fortunate, I think. Today's event will be a great opportunity for you to present your achievement in this rare opportunity. Please give it your all and do your best. Now I would like to pass this floor to our chief guest, who has been leading the higher education platform of Bangladesh with greater success and invaluable contribution. I hope your thoughts regarding our project will benefit our delegates from both countries. Thank you very much. My heart is always with Bangladesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now I would like to formally introduce our chief guest, Dr. Mohammad Akhtar Jaman, the 28th VC or Vice Chancellor of the University of Dhaka. Prior to this position, he served his different academic, administrative, and co-curricular development activities at University of Dhaka, including the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Administration. He was the Dean of Faculty of Arts, the Chairman of Department of Islamic History and Culture, and the Provost of Kobi Joshimuddin Hall, University of Dhaka. Sir, I would respectfully request you to give your valuable speech. Everyone, please welcome our chief guest with a round of clap.
Good morning. Do you hear me? I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, Honorable Chair of this event, Muhammad Mahabubur Rahman, and the President of Asia Association of Education and Exchange, and who is one of the founding member of this wonderful organization, and who happens to be currently the president, a professor of Tokyo Keizai University, Professor Akinori Seki, distinguished participants, particularly my colleagues from this university, Professor Dalem Chandra Barman, and other distinguished participants. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning and Assalamu alaikum. In the month of August, the month of mourning, in this month, on the 15th of August, our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib, and most of the members of his family were brutally assassinated in 1975. Today, we would like to pay our deepest tribute to the departed souls of the martyrs who were killed on 15th August 1975. At the same time, as Professor Akinori mentioned, our deepest sense of gratitude and tribute is due to Professor Jamilur Reza Chaudhuri, who was one of the founders of this wonderful organization, which is holding this event today. I am very much pleased to listening to from Professor Akinori, who was briefing about the organization and its aims and mission. And one of our Japanese colleagues, friends, Sagia Nagase, introduced the organization in brief. Basically, I did not have any idea about the organization that is holding this virtual conference today. But from the learned speech from Professor Akinori Seki and Sagia Nagase, I have certainly been delighted and inspired to do something for promoting exchange for promoting exchanges, faculty exchange, student exchange, learning exchange, sharing views and ideas. All these are essentially the need of the time. And sincerely speaking, COVID-19 pandemic has underscored the need of collaboration and sharing more vividly. It has now become more focused. It is now clearly indicating to the fact that we need to share, we need to collaborate. And probably, and it's fact that these great leaders, Professor Jamilur Reza Chaudhuri, Professor Akinori Seki, both of them understood the reality far back, which we are now lauding. They certainly undertook a laudable effort and initiative. I congratulate Professor Akinori Seki for making this wonderful venture to share Asian understandings, vision, minds, learning, whatever we have, but we need to collaborate with each other. We need to share. That is the reality of the time that you great minds have been able to understand before we are holding these views today. I came to know Swiss Bangladesh Foundation some few years back. Some dedicated souls are engaged with this organization, Swiss Bangladesh Foundation. These people are also doing very wonderful things. They are promoting learning for the underprivileged children. I had opportunity to join some of their events. It is also amazing. There are some dedicated souls who are relentlessly working for the people across the society. And this mission and this core ideas also goes in line with the Asia Association of Education and Exchange, as Professor Akinori Seki underlined in his wonderful speech this morning. Because Swiss Bangladesh Foundation is also trying to share the views, standard of living, mode of education with the people who do not have access to this stream of learning. I must not prolong my speech. I do have another program to join soon. But simply I would like to tell that what you are doing today is the need of the time, and the sustainable development goals that the United Nations has mandated to all the nations across the globe. That is the inclusive, equitable, quality education. Inclusive and equitable. These two connotations clearly indicate that what you are dreaming, what you dreamt in the past, in forming Asia Association of Education and Exchange is will certainly address the issues and the agenda that United Nations mandated Sustainable Development Goals contain, particularly Agenda 4, that dictates us to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education, lifelong learning. Probably Bangladesh-Japan Exchange Project is addressing this issue very seriously. That will ensure to achieve Agenda 4. That will ensure to build an inclusive society. An inclusive society is that which leaves no one behind, which embodies everyone. I am happy to know that Asia Association of Education and Exchange is dedicatedly doing such things that will empower each and every youth, each and every member of the society with shared values. Whatever we have, each nation, each country, each society will be sharing and disseminating their ideas, their wealth, their knowledge, their innovation, their research through collaborative and sharing efforts. And that is certainly needed. Once again, I would like to thank my sincerest thanks to Professor Akinori Seki for his wonderful venture that has offered a very amazing, laudable platform for our youth to get engaged, to work for the people across the society and culture. With this speech, short speech, of course, once again, I thank the organizers, particularly Asia Association of Education and Exchange and Swiss Bangladesh Foundation, who are jointly holding this international webinar, Bangladesh-Japan Exchange Project. This is a joint project that is also one of the finest instances of having an event jointly. Basically, when we hold a joint event, that also gives a very wonderful, strong message to each and everyone that collaboration is the only powerful and effective weapon that can cement our relationship, that can help us to come close to each other, and that will certainly constitute a society on a sustained, solid foundation. Thank you all. Thank you, Professor Akinori Seki, and hope and on this occasion, through this occasion, when my university is celebrating centenary, I'd like to invite you to Bangladesh, particularly to the lush green campus of the University of Dhaka, so that once again you can have many smiling faces like that of Jamilur Reza Chaudhary that you witnessed when you visited Bangladesh several times. So once again, on behalf of Jamilur Reza Chaudhary, we will be welcoming you to our campus, to our societies, to our hearts. Thank you indeed.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
For the informative, motivational, and inspiring speech. This will definitely give our delegates a boost in confidence and inspire them to progress in life. We are really blessed to have you here among us. Thank you so much, sir, again. Sir, if you can stay with us, we would be honored.
Raju, Professor Seki, please go on.
Basically, Honorable Minister has already joined the meeting. I was scheduled to join at 10, but I am late. So with your kind permission and also with the kind consent of Professor Akinori, I would like to leave the meeting now with the best wishes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone. I would like Mahabub to continue with the rest of the program.
Sorry to say, like, it was a time for the speech of Dr. Dalim Chandra Burman. Oh, could you go to the next slide? Okay. So we are going to move on to the next session, which will be the outcome presentation. So Ridika, can you start?
So please start.
Sure. So hello, everyone. So I am Soo Kim-ra from Japanese participants, and now I'm going to introduce the overall picture of BJEP programs, and also I'd like to share why deep culture is selected as a theme of this program. So as explained before, BJEP program is an online exchanging program held between Japan and Bangladesh, and is designed to get the participants to notice the difference of individual value and way of thinking through exchanging deep culture. So many people will wonder why deep culture is selected as theme of this program. So let me explain about this. But before that, let me share the reason why AAEE are conducting exchanging programs. And also I'd like to share some of the challenges we had before organizing BJEP programs. The reason why AAEE are conducting exchanging program is that we believe that exchange program will play a very important role in helping a student understood the different value and different way of thinking. Now world is filled with many problems, and it is difficult to solve these problems, but at least it is necessary to all of the people in this world to understand that everyone has different value and different way of thinking. And we, AAEE, think that exchanging program is one of the way to build such understanding. So this is the reason why AAEE are conducting exchanging program. However, just exchanging cultural differences is not turned out to be not enough to build such understanding, especially online program. Online communication prevent us from understanding correctly.
উনি হচ্ছে প্রেজেন্টেশনটা দেখার পর আর কি প্রেজেন্টেশন দেখে প্রেজেন্টেশন একটা হবে আর গল্প একটা স্টোরি আছে বাচ্চাদের
So we reached a conclusion that deep culture is a key to solve this problem. So now let me introduce a little bit about the deep culture and surface culture. And surface culture is said to be a culture that you can see, touch, and hear. This includes languages, clothes, and festival, and so on. So what you imagine, what you think is this culture is usually categorized as surface culture. However, surface culture is just the tip of iceberg. Many culture is hidden under the surface, and this is called deep culture. This includes brief friendship, respect, and so on. And these are underlining our behaviors. And these are strongly influencing on our the formulation of our individual value. So in order to understand the differences of the individual value, we need to exchange deep culture, not surface culture. So this is why deep culture is selected as the theme of this program. And in order to understand deep culture correctly, of course, we need to be aware of the differences of surface culture. So in addition to conduct program, we conducted pre-program to understand the differences of surface culture. So Yuma and Tambin are going to present what we did in the pre-program.
Hello everyone, I'm Tanvin Islam from Bangladesh, one of the participants of BJEP. So basically, surface culture is the culture which is referred to the tangible. Basically, surface culture is the culture which is referred to tangible norms that we are aware of and can see. So these are the norms that, for instance, clothing, food habits, language, art, and so on, and so on. Okay, so we have done the 3 days pre-program for knowing each other country's surface culture well, because it is so important for us to know surface culture before knowing the deep culture. If we don't have a sense about surface culture of each other countries, we are not able to know the deep culture of individuals or each other countries. So now I would like to call the another participants from Bangladesh, Tanisha. She would come and describe all the activities we have done in 3 days pre-program.
Good morning, everyone. I'm a participant from Bangladesh, and my name is Tanisha Tasin. So can we share the slides? So on the first day, we introduced each other and had an ice-breaking session so that we could get to know each other first. And then on the second day, we started to share about each other's culture, and we all wore traditional clothes and also brought supper meals and showed each other. We also discussed about other cultures and histories. And lastly, on the final day, we presented each other about our daily life. We made videos on the life in school or university and the commuting life. We also discussed about the issues in the society in the free talk session. Now, another participant, Yuma, would like to speak.
Thank you for giving me opportunity to share my what I learned in the pre-program day 3 days. So I put importance to learn the deep culture, even from the surface culture, such as the clothes, music, and so on. So even we share the surface culture. I use the one of the Japanese thought, which is originate from Shintoism, which is kotodama. As you can see, the center of the slide. Kotodama means that every word which spoke by a have a spirit. So, as I applied this thought, I see that even like Japanese participant and Bangladesh participant, whatever they say, have the deep deep meaning or deep background of the behind it. So one of I would like to introduce exact examples. So in Bangladesh, I realized that family and be proud of a nation is very important, and also it builds the warm-hearted based society in Bangladesh. Unfortunately, in Japan, that nuclear based society is built upon, and also the national anthem is not sung as well as Bangladesh. Usually many schools just sing twice a year. So I realized that how in Japanese society can be built based on that warm heart to our family and here to the tradition and what upper generation descend to the lower generation, and also how can we be proud of a nation. So that helped me not only in the pre-program discussion but also actual program in the 7 days. So that deep culture has the speechless thought, but I realized how that is important, and I would like to appreciate that opportunity to think about deep culture to the BJEP organizers and participants, and amaderu postapona sonar giorno donnabat. Thank you for listening. I would like to pass my mic to Tanvin, who is from one of Bangladesh participants.
Thank you giving me the opportunity to share my experiences about this pre-program, as it was my first program to join such kind of cultural exchange program. So before joining this program, I was little bit scared to how to communicate with the people from different culture. And after joining this program, I have learned how we could easily exchange our culture and communicate with people from different culture. And I have learned so many things about Japanese surface culture, like their food habits, their clothing, their language, their art, music, and so on, their lifestyle. But I'm very much amazed with their politely interaction and also their hospitality. I have learned that their behavior doesn't based on other person's positions in social hierarchy, and I'm very much amazed with these things, because in our country we doesn't do that. And I have learned another thing, that they always try to commute their destination before time. It reveals that they're very much they very much value their time and others' time, and they also remain silent when they are on bus or cars. It means they like silence and peacefulness. And I have also learned that they have separate bus for women, so that women could reach their destination safely and comfortably. And they always trying to keep themselves clean, and also try to keep clean the circumstances they are belong. And I have learned another thing, that the students of Japan could keep pets in their schools. This is the way of made the student understand that kindness and humanity towards the people as well as animals. So such kind of things in Japanese culture, like their respecting to others, politeness, hospitality, their cleanliness, and also the way they think about women comfortability and security, and the way they are trying to make the students about humanity and kindness is motivates me so much. And as we are exchanging culture between us, it has developed an open mind inside me to accept a new culture. And there were people from different cultures, so I have learned how to accustom in a foreign environment, and I have also got an opportunity to make beautiful friends. So this program is means a lot from me, and thank you for listening our speech. Gosicho arigato gozaimashita. Now I like to pass the mic to Shiori.
Thank you, Tambin. Nextly, Anas and I are going to talk about our main program. During this program, which started on August 22nd, we spent 5 hours having discussions and dialogues every day. This slide shows how we approached deep culture. On day 1 and day 2, we discussed social issues, stereotypes, unwritten rules, and social norms of each country. Day 1 and day 2 aimed at being conscious of the environment surrounding us and their influence on our minds. As for day 3, we addressed family. It aimed at increasing the recognition of our values and identities and also observing how families mold them. We were divided into breakout rooms and asked questions to each other, such as, what values did your parents pass on to you? Or what is the biggest regret you have about your family? Or who is considered family for you? And so on. On day 4, we discussed on exploring and we focused on exploring and deepening our values from the perspectives of friendship, morals, and personal experiences. We asked questions to each other, including, what does friendship mean to you? Or have you ever made a big decision? Or what do you lie about and why? And so on. On day 5 and day 6, we had reflection time. For example, we analyzed and observed what has changed after participating in this program, what we feel about this program, the differences and similarities between us, difficulties we had throughout this program. We shared those ideas through discussion in a breakout room and applied them to making this presentation, which allowed us to understand the deep culture and analyze ourselves from an objective point of view. Nextly, I will talk about what we have learned throughout this program. Through having deep conversation with participants from both countries, we have found out our variety and something we have in common in our values and how they are shaped. Learning this makes us understand what is belying on our deep culture. This is what we discussed and learned in numerous breakout rooms. As you can see, there are so many topics. One thing I would like to share about is what I have learned. One thing I would like to share about what I have learned is our differences in hospitality, its meaning and the differences in our customs. In both countries, people welcome their guests very warmly. But in my personal experiences, I have never invited my guests and had dinner together in a way as Bangladesh people do. Because actually in Japan, hospitality tends to be practiced in more commercial areas such as hotels or airport. And people use this word for the mindset to welcome foreigners to our country. In addition to the awareness of different perspectives, we also notice that we have different perspectives individually. So now we can build friendship interculturally as an individual rather than as a person who represents for their own country.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about the things that I have learned from this program. And the first one would be friendship. Building friendships between people who have different background is not so difficult, which I wouldn't have understood if I hadn't joined this program. After understanding the culture of Japan, and since there was no communication language barrier, it was easier to communicate, and that's how we could create a bond over here. And I think to communicate with people, the most important thing is the language. Then cooperation. During the activities we have done so far, the importance of cooperation became much more clear to me, because since this is the first time we're knowing about the other countries, we had to cooperate with each other, because that was the first time we're listening to them. In order to be in the same pace, we needed to cooperate. And then the differences and similarities of parents in both countries. Children in Japan are much more independent than the children in Bangladesh, because the parents in Japan has no influence on the student in what subjects are they gonna study, or which universities they're gonna get in, or which career they're gonna choose. Whereas in Bangladesh, most of the time the parents has a saying in what their children is gonna do in their lives, such as which university they're gonna get in or what career they should choose. A similarity in both parents in both countries are that the parents are usually insecure about the children staying late outside. Then understanding each other, even though there are different beliefs. Different beliefs are usually a very big barrier in communication. I think it's not that much of a big deal. People has different opinions about everything, and we must understand perspectives as well. To interact with people of different countries, race, or culture, we must prioritize them and understanding individually more than the religion backgrounds. And the last thing would be the desire as a human being, no matter what the race, culture, or what country people are from, all human beings, we all have a similar goal, which is to be independent and to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your fruitful presentation. I think this showed like what we did and learned in BJEP 2021. So we would like to move on to the individual speech by 3 representative participants, 1 from Japan and 2 from Bangladesh. They have some thoughtful and interesting stories to tell us. First, we would like to introduce Yukako Sato, who is a freshman at Ochanomizu University, Japan, currently studying English literature. Yukako? Yes. The way you speak is very beautiful. So please speak more. These are the words Raji, the Bangladesh delegate of the BJEP program, said to me on the first day of the pre-program. In the past, when he said that to me, I was so surprised that I was speechless for a while. I have never been told that I have a beautiful way of speaking. So do you think the way I speak is beautiful? As you can see from some parts of my speech, I have a stutter, a speech disorder, especially at the first part of the word. It's hard for me to speak and express myself in words. However, I wasn't always this way since I was a little girl. Growing up, I was an extremely talkative child. My mother often said that my mouth should be sewn together so that I would stop talking. You are wondering why? What could have caused my stuttering? Why did I change so much? Actually, I don't have a clear answer to that either. I ask the same question every single day even now. I started stuttering at the age of 9 when I just came back to Japan. I used to live in the United States, and I had an amazing experience there. The diversity of race, religion, and culture. There, I learned the importance of having your own opinions. I learned that every human being is different and that a better world can be built when we all respect those differences. The life in America made my independent yet diverse personality. I was always confident and I respected my own values. However, when I came back to Japan when I was in 3rd grade, I began to feel uncomfortable with my own existence. I didn't know exactly why, but teachers scolded me whenever I spoke up. My classmates made a fool of me when I spoke in English. Things I thought were right. Everything I had confidence in were denied by teachers and my classmates most of the time. As a result, gradually, I have been in the loss of identity, and it was too extreme for a girl who only lived for 9 years. Now that I think back on it, there might have been something I could have done, like asking my parents to change my school, or just stop going to school. However, I was too young at that time to think of such a solution. That was the life I had to lead. By the way, what kind of image do you have toward the Japanese society? Kind? Warm? Or maybe welcoming? In reality, in my opinion, the Japanese society is colder than you imagine. Our society is only kind to the people who are in the same group, who share the same rules that are sometimes unspoken. We are required to be the same, and originality is often disrespected. The harmony often comes first. People who step out of the line or who are different from them are rejected from the community, which I experienced it firsthand. I needed to try my best to change my personality to survive in the Japanese society. As a result, I stopped talking back. I just obeyed the rules and tried to act, dress, and think like the others did. I did everything I could do to fit in the society so that I wouldn't be left out. But looking back, it was a huge stress in my life. And it began to show in the way I spoke, I think. When I first started stuttering, I was so confused that I didn't know what to do. I became even more afraid of talking to others. After a while, I started to think of my stutter as a uniqueness and as my personality, not my weakness. But it's hard to think positively when this society doesn't accept the diversity. People around me said how I speak is unusual and weird. And unfortunately, at that time, I had thought the same way. Now that I've grown up, I tried to think that this is my personality and I should live with it. But to be honest, I still struggle with my stutter and wish it would go away. So I was so surprised when Raji told me, the way you speak is very beautiful. No one has accepted my speech style by using such bright words. It was like finding a new world, and it made me want to know more about Raji, how he nurtured his views and perspectives. But it wasn't just Raji. Other Bangladesh delegates, such as Renuma, Tanvin, and Subal, and all the people I got to connect during this program warmly accepted me, and I have gradually become less conscious in my speech, just like I am speaking right now. I have never been to Bangladesh, but it may be that there is a culture in the whole society of Bangladesh that respects who are different. There is a culture of acceptance and respect of diversity. These views gave me the light to my fixed views that I had, and the program gave me so much love and inspiration. I would also like to visit Bangladesh someday to see the country that raised such wonderful people. Finally, I am really glad that I participated in this program, and I am really grateful to the people I met in this program. I hope now you understand how grateful I am to all of you. I will never forget you. Thank you very much. And Ogne Lilbat. Thank you.
Coco, I definitely think your speaking style is beautiful. And thank you for telling us your struggles and how you feel about that. So Mahabub, can you take the lead from now?
Yeah. Thank you, Coco. Your speech was inspiration to those who thinks that they have the lackings but they can't proceed. So you are our inspiration. Now we will listen to the story of Renuma Taskin, who is currently majoring in mechatronics engineering from at Russia University of Engineering and Technology, Bangladesh. She is a freshman and she will hear you the story what she have experienced throughout his life. So Renuma.
Thank you, Mahbub Bhai. Am I audible and visible? Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Renuma Taskin with you from Bangladesh. Thanks to this program, after hearing the word deep culture, for the first time in my life, I got to know about myself. I discovered how I became the person whose speech you are listening to today. I never realized the cartoons that I loved to watch were actually a blurry mess. I never realized how my parents' face actually looked. I was at the age of 2.5 years, I was diagnosed with a rare genetic disease, amblyopia. My doctor said if my parents had delayed the checkup, I would have lost my eyesight completely. Before I knew it, I was wearing glasses, which was way bigger than my little face. Like those circled glasses, my whole little world got shut in a circle too. As I had the inability, I could got into any accident any moment, and my parents were concerned and put strict rules just to keep me safe. You all were normal people. You were able to go out, run, jump, do whatever you want, but I wasn't. I was someone whom you see hiding behind her window bars and looking at people playing happily. As I started growing up alone also, I'm the only child of my parents, so I never had any siblings to talk. So I tried to call other children from my window and talk to them. I tried to become friends with them. And then people started mocking me for being too much talkative. I got shut down again. So without other opportunities, I made my world based on reading books. The adrenaline rush you feel while kicking a football, I felt the same while meeting new characters every day. I accepted my inability warmly, and my whole life got shaped based on my inability. The question is, how? All these books have introduced me with different values and norms of human life. Like while reading Harry Potter, I started believing that I have magic in myself too. I started talking to these invisible people, believing they are my friends. If any of you had seen me talking alone, I'm pretty sure you would have assumed me as a crazy person. But to me, reading helped me to look beyond my circled glasses. My creativity got expanded. I was happy with myself. And everything was going good until I started school. You know, I was excited. I was really excited that when I came to school, I literally told all my invisible friends in my brain that yes, this time I'm going to make some real friends too. But double battery, 4 eyes, hey girl, can you see? Are you blind? This is what I had to hear. I felt helpless, depressed. I wasn't ready for being bullied because of my inability. But one day, I saw some of my seniors holding a golden trophy and getting appreciated by teachers. 10 years old me, I was craving this appreciation and that smile. So I checked, and with a little courage, I joined the debate club. And it was a big turning point in my little story. I was aware of my inabilities, but also I knew that my eye problem had nothing to do with my thinking and speaking capabilities. The little room where I did my first debate back in 2010 broke my fear of being bullied. In 2013, I became the best speaker and got the opportunity to represent my school in National Debate Championship. And from this, the graph of my debate life kept rising. Our photo was published in national dailies too. And for the first time, I saw my parents feeling proud of me. from a little girl mimicked by others and living her life in an inferiority complex, that was a proud moment to celebrate. But our struggle never ends, right? During my university admission, my eye problem got severe and was suspected of retinal damages. I prayed every night to Almighty not to stop me again from my inability. I challenged myself and fought again, kept my faith high, as there is a saying in our culture, the person who helps himself, the Almighty helps him too. A person who has cried to Almighty just to keep her eyesight, whose studies were threatened and who was told she is not enough to do engineering, is here right now with you, studying in top engineering university and majoring in her favorite subject. Coming from my barriers of life, I have always felt I should be the one removing those barriers for myself and for other people's too. No one from the sky is going to come down and help me with this. And this program gave me a new perspective of my life. When we all had our discussions in little breakout rooms, we learned how we have evolved as a human being. In search of new friends from Japan, I also got new dimensions of my life. Bangladesh and Japan may have cultural barriers, language barriers, but our thoughts as a human helped each other to rebuild our deep culture. And so a huge thank you to all of you for supporting me through this program. And thank you all the audiences for hearing my big boring life story and thoughts. And especially a big shout out to the organizers who have worked hard for this program to be a success. Thank you all. Stay safe.
Thank you, Rehnuma. Maybe it is a story for you, but it is a pathway for the audiences and pathway for the others who is listening. So the barriers you broke, and you broke the barriers and you turned those barriers into your road, and now you are in a position, now you have discovered yourself through the process. So why we are listening this type of story? The reason behind is like how you can discover yourself from your barriers. So now we are going. We will hear another story from Shubha Basharat. Then we will have some feedbacks from our special guest, which eagerly waiting to give their perception to our participants so that they can benefit it. So Shubha Basharat, please.
Hi, my voice and my video is audible? Is audible? Okay. So every individual matters. Every individual has a role to play. Every individual makes a difference. Quoted from Jane Goodall. Hi, I'm Subha Basharat Mustafa from Bangladesh, who is presently living in the city Dhaka. I am student of BRAC University doing my undergraduate program. A big thanks to the honorable guests for giving their precious time in hearing our experiences. Thank you to the program because I understood the meaning of deep culture, which led me to rediscovering that I'm taking over the footsteps of my mother values, individuality and quality in me, which is culture depth. This helped me to be who I am today. It created the stepping stone for me to develop as a person and to develop as a person to strive for something better on the horizon. The first time I tried public speaking was at a tiny school event when I was young. I stood on the stage and my mind betrayed me. And I had an anxiety attack so bad that I couldn't only shudder and leave. I cried and thought to myself, I'm worthless and I will never be good enough. For a long time, I thought I was all alone in my thoughts. But now I realize every single person in this room can relate to the fear of not being good enough, the fear of failure, the fear to even dream. This is what my story is all about. I am a woman of color in a male-dominated conservative society. From being told that I was too outspoken, from being shamed for how I look, how I dress, if I was too loud, too masculine, or even too girly, it always felt as if my choices and my values mattered less. I didn't know what confidence felt like. A lot of it could be attributed to the patriarchy shaping me in a certain way, but there was also me and my anxieties, my fears. Being an anxious child with self-esteem issues, I had trouble expressing myself. My mother used to sign me up for competitions and extracurricular activities without telling me. But during that moment, I felt betrayed. I felt concerned. But my mother always told me it didn't matter if I lost, if I made mistakes. All I had to do, just try harder. So I tried harder. For the first few times, it was hard, but I realized that the little voice in my head was telling me I wasn't enough, was growing smaller. My friends cheered me on, and I could finally hear it over the deafening sound of my fears. I realized my perception on my own incompetence was just that, a perception, not grounded in reality. I realized what my mother always tried to teach me, that I was a person worth something. I was my own individual with my own struggle and stories. And it was okay if I dreamed big, even if I failed. It would be enough if I tried my best. So, from a woman who faced so many hurdles for being a big businesswoman and a mother of two, coming from a very poor and conservative family, I'm inspired by my mother to be confident every single day. Even at this present time, I'm facing issues of overthink. And I guess the disease of overthinking in me will stay till I die. But my hero, my mother, removing my darkness and barriers, led me to follow her footsteps and led me to be like a woman like her, who can have confidence in her values, opinions, decision, and also on appearance. So I feel as though I didn't really understand what ambition meant till I got older. When I understood enough about my mother was trying to teach me, what my mother was trying to teach me, I realized how important being ambitious was, how career could give you purpose, independence, sense of worth, and also more confidence. So I worked hard to study microbiology and still working hard on it. I'm confident. I'm also passionate, and I think that I can do something through this subject for the world, for myself, and for my nation too, for my country too. Further, I have joined cultural and entrepreneurship club in my varsity for the same reason, because hard work doesn't scare me. I have that confidence because I want to be more, be better. I hope that the upcoming generation will have such inspiring role models that will lead them to have the motivation and hope to be their own individuals rather than mimicking others. So culture can either break us or make us. It is up to us whether we learn from the good aspects of it and stand up against what brings us down. My family is the foundation of where I am today, where my mother is a person who has taught me all the values on autonomy, empowerment that makes me who I am today, also leading me from the darkness to light, giving me the confidence that I have now, that I'm presenting now in front of you all. Even after signing this program, I was overthinking whether I will be able to blend with others, to express myself properly. When the session started, the atmosphere boosted up my confidence in sharing my thoughts, views with the other participant. As for making the atmosphere friendly and comfortable, let us give a big round of applause to the participants and organizer for arranging this beautiful program where we all can share our thoughts and ideas in a comfortable zone. So, good day to you all, and stay safe and take care of your beloved family in this pandemic. And never lose hope in yourself. Be confident whatever you do. Work hard. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubha Basarat. You find your light from the darkness, and the light will take you to the universality. So I think the participants and audience will now be able to know like what makes you to discover you. So now we are going to move to the next session, which is about the feedback from our honorable special guests. So I would deeply welcome our special guest to give their feedback so that participants and also the delegates and the organizers can have different perspectives to know. So at first, I would like to give the feedbacks from the Professor Salma Akhtar, who is a professor in University of Dhaka and who have completed his MPhil degree from University of Cambridge. So Professor Salma Akhtar, this is your floor now to present your perspectives.
Thank you so much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me for today's program, the Bangladesh-Japan Exchange Program 2021 International Online Event, hosted by Asia Association of Education and Exchange and also Switch Bangladesh Foundation. I would like to express my deep gratitude to late Professor Jamilur Reza Chaudhry and also to Professor Akinori Seki for the wonderful initiation they have done to combine and include the youth of the diverse region. And as our Vice Chancellor Sir was talking about one very interesting issue and very important issue, I think, that when we are talking about the Sustainable Development Goal, so regarding the SDG 4 agenda, inclusiveness and equitable quality education is so important. And for that also sharing, collaboration, dissemination, these are very important. And we all know that we are going through a very difficult, unprecedented situation for the pandemic situation right at this moment, that both the generation of our generation and your generation have never experienced. So even regarding the culture that we are talking about, which includes our aesthetics, our family ties, our values, our folklore, our gender roles, taboos, all of these are already in a very changing situation, in a very changing era of globalization. And this pandemic situation has actually made the situation even more difficult. I was listening to the wonderful stories that you had been telling, you had been expressing, and I really thank you for expressing your feelings and your experiences. I think these are very inspiring for the other youth in Bangladesh and all over the world. And as I'm a teacher, a mother, and a woman, so I have like a very diverse feelings about this. Our generation, I would say, I talk to my daughter, I talk to my students, that our generation actually didn't have much of independent dream, independent aim of anything. Our aim, our dreams always followed our parents' dream, parents' interest, their aspiration. So obviously it was a very, we sometimes say that we are a sandwich generation, that we are actually bearing the dreams of our parents, and then we are also taking attention of the dream of our children, and we hardly had our own dream. So this is really wonderful to know that how you perceive your own dream, separating it from your parents or your society's cultural expectations in a changing scenario. I think this is very important, and this is very challenging at this moment for the parents, for the teachers. When I teach in the classroom, when I talk to my daughter or their friends, I can see the differences. Obviously, generation difference is always a problem, but this is even harsh at this moment, that where we are going through, and particularly in a time when we are having 1 or 2 children. So, I mean, earlier parents had loads of opportunities of, reflecting their dreams on their children. Now, as we have only one, we want to have everything in one. And for the children, they have the whole burden of that, and they want to have their own dream. So I think this is a very challenging time for us. And this is very important for us to learn from each other's culture, how other parents of the world are coping with this, how other children are coping with this, and also bridging the gap between the parents, between the 2 generations, and bring their dreams together. I'm pretty sure that we all have the same dreams for our children, from ourselves, having a peaceful world, having an inclusive world. We don't want our children to feel left behind. But I think maybe this is a little different of Japan and Bangladesh. I had been in Japan for some academic programs in USA, UK, also Canada and Europe, and also some of the Asian countries for conferences. So I was very lucky to be in touch with the youth of my generation, younger generation, and a little senior generation. So I could see the differences of our aspiration, differences of our dreams. So I think one major problem of Bangladesh particularly is that our educational system is going on very much grade-based rather than innovative learning, rather than life skill learning. And I emphasize on that a lot, that this, book-based, my daughter is actually having her exam at this moment. I was a little stressed with that to see whether she's doing fine because of the online exam and all this. But I was thinking that we are keeping them in a very boxed situation. We are not allowing them to go beyond that box and, learn things in their own ways. We are still keeping them within the framework of our expectation, our generation's aspirations. And in a changing world where things are getting changed in a very faster pace, I think this is very important that our children learn from other culture as well, that how to fly and at the same time keeping their balances. We have to be with them when they're flying. We have to make them strong to fly, and we have to make them understand. I think one important story, one important lessons that I have got from you is so important, is particularly having faith in yourself. I mean, always believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, believe in your aspiration. So don't bother what the world say. Fly with your dreams, and always have on your faith. Always have on your faith, on your own wings, on your own aspirations, on your own ability. And failure doesn't mean failure. Failure is the, just a step of the success. So I hope that this conference will be a huge success, and I really wish my best wishes to all of you. All the junior friends have joined the program, and also the organizers who have given me the opportunity to listen to these wonderful stories. And I thank you all, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Professor Salma Akhtar. Yes, we can fly, but we have to also keep our balance. So the barriers we are facing, though, it is a step of our success. You really mentioned that point, is really good. So now we want, I would like to move on to our next special guest, Dr. Mahbub Hussain, who is a professor of microbiology and from Brack University. So, Professor Mahbub Hussain, it's your floor now. Professor Mahbub, are you there? Professor Mahbub. Okay, probably maybe the internet connection. Okay, so now I would like to move on to our next special guest, who is Tahmina Begum, who is an administrative officer at United Nations Population Fund, which office is at Bangladesh. So now we are going to have a feedback from our special guest. Tahmina Begum, it's your floor now.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is a wonderful opportunity to join with you all, the young star. Actually, I'm very much impressed to hear about all the story and everything, and the work you are doing. You are exchanging the views with each other from different countries, two different countries. It's really wonderful. And it's very inspiring to hear from Coco, Subha, and Rehnuma. Well done. Actually, you overcome your difficulties through the struggle. What I mean that your struggle, you overcome in a very nice way, in a very innovative and very wise way. You have overcome your situation. And it was wonderful. Coco, you shared that how you face the society, even in Japan. Actually, we we know that we have these difficulties, but developed country like Japan, they don't have in their society, they don't have this sort of thing, the bullies and all these things. But now we know that you also face, being a very, very developed country's citizen, you also face the same thing like Bangladesh. But it's very good opportunity that you share your struggle and how you overcome your situation with the Bangladeshis, generation. So they also learn that in the world, everywhere the struggle is there, difficulties is there. And as a new generation, as a future leader, you have to face all the situation. So I hope you will learn more from this platform. It's a wonderful platform. It's really very good opportunity to learn and exchange all the views and to see all the learned and learned people in this platform. Like we already listened from Salma Akhtar and others. We listen from them and their words. It's really, really wonderful. Thank you so much. I wish you all success, all success. Thank you so much.
Yes. May Allah fulfill your wish. Okay, thank you. And now we'll have a Q&A session from online or any other participants or audiences. If there is no Q&A, so we will move on to our next session about the announcement by Switch Bangladesh Foundation. So now General Secretary of Switch Bangladesh Foundation, Moinul Faisal, will give some announcement about the organization. Now, Moinul Faisal bhai, it's your floor now.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's program on deep culture and surface culture. I'd like to thank Dr. Akhtaruzaman sir by his joining. This program makes wonderful and makes bright and shining. And his wonderful speech was highly motivational for young generation. Also like to thank Dr. Dalin Chandra Burman. Uncertainly, he cannot join yet, but if he joins, it will be great program also, but uncertainly he could not join today. Also, I'd like to thank Professor Salma Akhtar for his wonderful speech and Tahmina Begum, Administrative Officer of UNFPA. By joining, all of you makes the program success. By 1 month hard working and preparation of the participant, they makes wonderful presentation 2 days by about deep culture and surface culture. Professor Akinori Seki, he is a bright and famous person not only in Japan, in Bangladesh, Vietnam, Nepal, and so many countries. Like 6 years ago, I met with him, and after that, we Swiss Bangladesh Foundation and Asia Association of Education Exchange jointly organized many programs in Bangladesh. One of that, we organized cleaning awareness program in Bangladesh in 2014 in big way. Around 30 university students and more than 1,000 volunteers joined this program. In Japanese culture, they does not throw the garbage here and there, but in Bangladesh, we throw our garbage in here and there. So we have to change our culture. We have to change our environment. How we change? By learning from the Japanese, right? So by sharing and caring and sharing knowledge, we learn from Japanese in many things. Also, his Akinori Seki's son, he worked in Bangladesh 3 months for cleaning project with Swiss Bangladesh Foundation. That time we worked wonderful program. You know, we signed 1 million people and committed there. They does not throw the garbage here and there. So we want to change our country by young generation. I hope both of the organization, AAEE and Swiss, in future will work together to solving any problem sharing our ideas, our culture, education, norms, and values. I think I should explain a little bit about Swiss Bangladesh Foundation. Swiss Bangladesh Foundation is a youth platform, is an excellent youth platform which has been organized some enthusiastic youth in different universities in Bangladesh. Swiss vision is to create a modern and poverty-free Bangladesh through utilizing the talents of young people and thereby making them as a future leaders of the nation. Our mission is to create, upgrade the society through socio-economic and cultural development, promotion of education and social entrepreneur. Swiss is working in many sectors in Bangladesh for developing the young generation. Also, we are working for underprivileged people since 2011. But among that, the main program is that we have 2 schools for underprivileged children. We operate, it is a modern learning center for disadvantaged children. Here we give them free schooling, health service, and basic concept or computer and so on. Around 350 children are getting support. Not only the education, there we are supporting all things of them. You know, the value of Bangladesh, money maximization, luxurious life, luxurious car is the core value somewhere. This is the practice. That's why we're doing corruption. But we want to focusing these things. We want to create the values among our children. Because, you know, if we want to start the new things, we should focus our children. Actually, I think we want to make more children shining. We want to produce young change maker from here, from Swiss Bangladesh Foundation, from these children. We want to change the world. From Bangladesh, Bangladesh can lead the new values and culture in 21st century. I want to just share one thing, that how we'll respect to each other's culture. This is very important. If someone criticize Bangladesh food by simply saying it is too spicy, then they are probably making negative value and judgment about the culture. If someone say they does not like Bangladeshi food, as spicy food does not agree with them, then they are probably expressing a personal opinion on their own circumstance. Actually, we should respect to each other's values, norms, education. I hope in future, Swiss Bangladesh Foundation and AAEE work in various aspects, and we have to create a, you know, the globalization. Globalization changes many things, and globalization impact in also the local culture. So definitely we should receive a good culture from anywhere, any place in the world, whatever. We should ban any negative culture, negative way, negative thinking, negative something. Definitely we accept positive, think positive, be positive. This is our motto. Thank you very much for your, I also thanks to Mr. Mahabub and Raju and others. Those are wonderful for your coordination. This program makes success. Thanks Akinori Sekisan for your great hard work. I really respect for your wonderful time. Always you give from morning to late night. You are giving a lot of time to our presenters, and also you guide us. So that's why we are teaching a good event today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moinul Faisal. Thank you, Moinul Faisal. And now we are going, now our another special guest who has joined late for some business. It's our special guest, Professor Dr. Dalim Chandra Burman, who is the Vice Chancellor of Asha University, Bangladesh. So now we would like to hear from him.
Great to see sir in here. Thank you, sir, for joining. Akinesa teacher in here. Professor. So before speech of Dr. Dalim Chandra Burman, sir, please explain a little bit. I will request to Dr. Professor Akinori to explain about our program because he joining in late. So please explain 1 minute. Then I will request to Vice Chancellor of Asha University, Bangladesh, for his wonderful speech.
Okay. Hello, Professor. Are you going to make an announcement for me? Any brief introduction on the seminar?
I think I'm gonna give the brief introduction of our seminar. Actually, this is a 1-week program, and yes, our theme is deep culture, from extra expection to intro expection. So why it is deep culture? Why we have chosen it? Deep culture is that thing which is not seen in the overall our country, which is the deepest, which remains in the deepest in our society. Like how I am thinking now, I am a pessimistic person. I observe the world with a pessimistic way. Why I'm observing? Because it's my past experience. I learned from my society, like I'm from my society and outside neighbors, that they make me to think like pessimistic. They expect some negative negative challenges from me. So I am pessimistic, that's why. So this is my deep culture. This is our deep culture. So why we're like this right now? It is depending on our past, on our personality, how we have grown up from the after the birth of after we have born. So we want to focus on the individuality. So how can individuality can affect to the overall human behavior or overall pattern of thinking. So this is our focus. The surface culture can, but on the contrary to surface culture, everyone knows, like most of the people knows about the surface culture, like food. They knows about the Japanese food, they knows about the Bangladeshi food, but why a person is behaving in a specific way, it keeps in the dark. So we are in a mission to shed the light on the dark. So we are doing this program to discover ourselves. So this is our mission. This is the BJP 2021 about. So I would really like to have a feedback, have your valuable speech about our society, about the Japanese society, and I would like to have the perspectives from your side. So please, this is your floor now, Professor Dalim Chandra Burman. Could you unmute yourself? Yeah. Professor Burman, Could you unmute? Yes. Thank you.
Now it's okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. What I was going to say, sir, I'm very sorry that I'm late to participate in the program. But I am very close to Switch, who is your working partner here in Bangladesh. He is my student. He was the student of Department of Peace and Corporate Studies in Dhaka University, the university which I took initiative to establish in the year 1995. So I first like to say that since you are on a mission, I should wish that your mission should be very successful one, and it will continue. Actually, you know that if you want to have a close culture between two groups or two people, you have to have a long-term interaction. And also you have to be very intimately or very closely an observer for the betterment of this, or the development of this culture. So culture is very important for peace, for development, for anything that we see and we want to achieve. I know the Japanese are very active in this field. In the year, I remember in the year 1995-96, when I was going to establish this Department of Peace and Corporate Studies, there are 4-5 groups of people from Japan. They live almost, they are all of them live in the United States of America, but they are originally from Japan. And even if you go, Faisal can show you that there is the mission. They are also in charge of peace and development and through interaction between these two groups of people. And they have erected a few pillars where it is written, laid the peace prevail upon earth. So we want that peace should prevail on earth, and for this we shall have to work together. I like to bring you to a point to discuss that in the year 1932, Winston and Freud, they were talking together, and then at one stage, one of the two say that I think this peace will be more durable these days. Another friend asked what is the reason. He says that people are coming together more close, gradually very closer. So one people will know the other people, they will work for peace, for development, etc. And that is your mission also. And I see the mission is very well organized, and our people here in they are also active. But what I like to say that if the policy that you have or the methodology that you have applying in this program, that should also be changed during the work time, because nothing is permanent, everything is changed. So your mission should also look after the important ways that you can see the development of the various changes in the society of Japan and also Bangladesh. And we know that I have visited Japan, Tokyo University in the year 2006 or something like that. And I saw that people are very active, and they are also very traditional in the sense that they are very respectful to the debris of 1940-45 war, the two atom bombs. And we think that this should have destruction activities should not take place in Bangladesh, in any country anymore. And we should have to work together to understand ourselves and to engage as actively as possible, as intimately as possible, as closely as possible, as continuously as possible. And for this, you need to have frequent exchange of groups, particularly the younger groups, who are the most important groups in the society. From my experience, I should like to say that any attempt that is taken for the benefit of the people, for the betterment of the people, should not be seen as insignificant as possible as it is, because every effort, every step is very important. And I like to say that your mission should also be successful one. And I am sorry, I could be very happy if I could be with you all through. And since I have not seen the papers, I'm wider presentation, I should not take any much of your time, because your time is also very short. And what I should say, that this time is also very important. I like to say this time is very important. And the Japanese are the most important group, our most respected group, who are very respectful to the time. And I like to say that time should be taken as it is meant, like time is time and tide for no man bite. So we shall have to take care of also time also. We should have to mission this plan this mission like this, and I hope you will be successful enough. With these words, I'd like to thank again to you and your delegation, and also our student Switch and his friends and his cooperative friends who have been working together. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dharmi Chandra Burman. You have valued our this day after even though you are busy. So we are lucky to have you with us. So now we will have another feedback session from our special guest, Professor Dr. Mahabub Hussain, who is a faculty member and faculty member of microbiology at University of Prague. So, Professor Mahabub Hussain, this is your floor now. We would like to have your perceptions about our program.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Your program is very much organized, and every speaker said something valuable. I mean, I hope that such kind of meeting between Bangladeshi students and Japanese students will help increase the friendship between us, and we should try to understand each other's cultures. Not only understanding is not enough, but we should respect each other's cultures. In some Japanese culture I may not like, some parts of the Bangladeshi culture Japanese people may not like, but we have to accept it. Every culture cannot be 100% same. Okay, so such kind of meetings should be increased. And as I said, I had long discussion with Professor Raki Noriseki when he was in Bangladesh, and we had long discussion how to increase the fellowship, but it did not work that much. But I am hoping that today's meeting and has given me new hope that we can increase our fellowship, and we can still increase our interaction between Japanese and Bangladeshi students, so that we can not only understand but also respect each other's. But I'm very happy that the organizers has organized the program very nicely, and I have one of my students in this meeting, Subha Basharat. He is now conducting taking my human physiology class, and I'm very happy that she's here and she is willing to. I had talked with her last night, and she is willing to help increase interaction between Japanese and Bangladeshi students. Finally, I would like to say, I would like to thank everybody, and I would like to request everybody, please, understanding is not enough each other's culture, but we should respect each other's culture, and we should talk with respect to each other. That will increase our interactions and cooperation. And we should, if there is any misunderstanding among us, we should remove it through discussion. And I again thank you very much, the organizers, for inviting me and including the Bangladeshi students to your team, like as you have taken Nepalese students and others. Thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu, Professor Mahabub. Yeah. Now we are at the moment we will officially end this program. Before we ending, I think we will have a photo session. So let's get ready for our photo. Can someone stop sharing? Okay. Okay. Now, could you take the photo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So at last, we are in a point now. We would like to finish this event officially. So thank you so much to everyone who have spent their time, spent their valuable time, especially our Professor Salma Akhtar, our special guest, VC from Asha University, Professor Dalim Chandra Borman, and also the Professor Mahabub Hossain, and also the Thamina Begum, who was the admission officer of UNFPA. So thank you, everyone. I'm closing this event. Thank you. Goodbye. Arigato gozaimasu. Is the streaming going on? I think we can